Okay, like, all right, Chewy, when you said like step outside of color and politics, right? Solely thinking like business, I'm only over here thinking like when you have somebody that you know that is undocumented, and I'm not talking about any specific nationality, race, whatever. If it's an industry that's like historically been for years comprised of undocumented immigrants, and you know you can pay them substantially less because there is the potential for them to leave, then that's what's happening. And then the wages are staying
Tell me
stagnant.
the industry. Tell me the industry.
Only thing you can be talking about is H-1B.
Construction makes, put it right now. God damn it. Go to Google the same amount of time that you sit on fucking TikTok and look up to see that construction makes more than your fucking white collar jobs. They have the union, they have the motherfucking security, the benefits, and they start at 70 fucking K. They make more than you do. And instead of looking that up to see that fucking parental and see that fucking information, you stuck with the fucking rich people that are colonizing you. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no industry that currently has illegal immigrants, and that industry would be the medical industry. But you're not ready for that conversation. Fuck is you talking about?
No, that's kind of facts. I got hold on. Let me
school or not promoting school because you don't need college to be successful. Is what I'm hearing. Are you confused, Dan? Do you not agree with that?
No one's ever saying you need college to be successful.
Hold on, Dan. Mute. 3 colleges later, please tell me how people don't need college to be successful.
First of all, you don't need college to be a business owner.
Tell me how.
Second of all, you don't need college to start a trade.
Tell me what business person didn't go to college.
Name.
Tell me what business person that's successful not on TikTok didn't go to college. That's a billionaire.
What's his name?
I don't think Steve Jobs went to college.
Steve Jobs is dead. Give me another one.
Okay, Mark Zuckerberg, he actually dropped out of college.
Not only did he drop out of college, but his Asian wife went to college so many times he didn't have to worry about anybody else. Come on, let's talk about the whole families. Let's talk about the whole families.
We don't have to talk about that. He's the one that started Facebook.
We don't have to talk about that, but his Asian wife was the one that supplemented him to start it. Did you not know that?
Mark Zuckerberg?
Mark Zuckerberg, the same person. Who else has an Asian wife?
Dude that financed him.
Who else has an Asian wife? Who else would I be talking about?
That's not relevant.
I think Bill Gates' wife is
the only
Asian
reason
too.
why it's not relevant is because you're saying it. That doesn't negate that it's relevant.
Her going to college means nothing either way.
If I currently marry a white man in a rich family, then me currently not needing to go to fucking college, make sure that I'm safe. What the fuck are you talking about?
Because, okay, cool, let's go down this route then.
No, real quick, we're only going to go down this route if you're not using your personal experience. And I'm going to tell you that yesterday, because if I came on this app every fucking day and used that the fuck that I'm successful and use that over black people, then I wouldn't hear the other black people that are currently fucking suffering.
Okay, well, I'm answering your question. Would you like an answer?
I didn't ask. You asked the question, Trey. I didn't. So be very much obliged of where the fuck the conversation is. You questioned Dan when I was the one that questioned the black people on this panel. When you currently didn't have a question that had to do with white people, you came straight to Dan instead of me. I was talking to you, not Dan.
I said you, and no, I asked the question.
I was talking to you, not Dan.
Dan made
I was talking to you, not Dan.
Spoke in the camera.
I was talking to. Is anybody else missing this conversation?
No,
was I talking to the panel or was Dan?
No, I think everybody else.
Was it Chewy or was it Dan? Just real quick.
It's you. It's you. You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point. Hold on, let me get this done. Because you know how I run my panels, and you currently are not going to insert yourself differently because you do it on other people's panel. I'll be fucking damned. So show the same respect that we give you on this side, Trey. If you can't, we can get that switched up real quick. Just let me know. I don't give a fuck. Ask Jess. Don't fuck with me.
You're missing the point. And
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my audience. If you currently got butthurt by something that I said, I need you to sit on that insecurity and do something about it. Twirl on it, bitch. That's on facts. Because in the last 2 weeks, the only thing your bitch ass has come up on this goddamn panel to do outside of currently having these debates is say, fuck you, bold. You didn't come up to educate any community. You didn't come up to educate any white or black people. You didn't come up to do anything but your fucking self. So don't fuck with me right now. Because I kept that to myself.
Yeah, but you're wrong. And
Sweetheart, the only thing that I'm wrong about is currently letting you up on this panel to exert your emotions and thinking that you have the opportunity to do so as if I'm going to respect you as my brother. We're not. I would chew the fuck Jess and anybody else up the same way that you're about to get chewed up. So go
Everybody
ahead.
here will agree that you're emotional.
Go ahead, Trey. In front of 531 people, we about to do this. Go ahead.
Cool. I think everybody here, plus the people in the comments, because everybody has asked, "Are you good?" You're the only person screaming at the top of your lungs. You asked the
That's
question.
because you're dumbass and you're a bitch ass. Instead of currently taking the opportunity of seeking outside of the box and currently being mad that you're black and mad that other black people that are currently struggling don't see that you currently are successful. Hold on, Trey. Let me finish. Because just because you're successful, everybody else should be successful. Just because you are a black successful man in the area that you live in, everybody else should be in that situation. That's not how this goddamn country works. And instead of currently sitting here and currently listening to that information, you're getting read to fucking filth for free.
I can't be getting read to filth when I'm the only one who's...
You can. And that's the easy way to do it. I know that you currently think sitting in the hot seat of Chewbacca is different than anybody else, but look at the comment section, sweetheart. You are welcoming to this welcoming. I don't know what you thought this was.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people saying, "Is she okay?"
It's 500. Exactly. I'm not okay. You're dumb ass, bitch ass, instead of taking the opportunity. Listen, let me show you, Trey. I got you. When a motherfucker thinks that they're better than you because they're in fucking real estate, but currently can't show the houses that they own, we got a problem. When a motherfucker thinks they're better than you because they make more money than you or anything, and let me be very clear, Trey, you would never make more money than me. But instead of listening to somebody that does better than you, you are still practicing the same shit you preach. You will still sit with motherfuckers in the black community that ain't got no motherfucking weight to currently take an opportunity and come to the educated black people to currently practice your bullshit. And instead of listening, you currently still chirping. So take it somewhere else, bitch. And if you want to have that conversation, you can. Don't fuck with me. You don't catch me with Bold, Petty, or anybody else. But your bitch ass will be caught in any live that will give you the attention. That's the difference between you and me. That is why I have 633,000 followers on one account and you have less than 15. Don't fuck with me, boy. Fuck is you talking about?
So now, are you ready for me to finish?
No, sweetheart. I'm ready for you to not to currently exert your excellence. Don't use your other account to currently let you on this account. We don't give a fuck about you no more. This audience don't need to listen to you. Go back to Bold. I hope you heard me. Your education isn't needed here. Is that clear? What'd you say? Fuck you, Bold. Stick on that. Go ahead and speak on the panel. Because if not, we got people on the request.
What are we talking about?
Chewy, you good, sis?
The black people will be the reason why the black people are currently hung. Nah, let me say you to the moon and back. The black people will be the reason why the black people are currently hung. The black people are the reason why the black people went into slavery. The black people are the reason why the black people are currently still down today. The black people are the reason why they currently can't see face. The black people will be the reason why the black people are hung.
Dan, like, okay. Dan, how you feel about this as a non-black man? What her statement was.
Good.
Give me a second. I got a lot of background noise. Give me a sec.
What you say?
Good, sis.
Okay, go ahead, Awaka. I'm sorry, Slayer. I'm sorry. Y'all good. Y'all good. I can't do it. Let me be very clear. We got 2 months. I understand that everybody else don't see the politics of the way that I do. I understand that everybody else don't see the economy the way that I do. That's not my position. My position is to make sure that unity is presented. And if you can't present unity, I'm not here for that today.
No, you're right. I mean, like while I was on Teacup, I was going to look up the wages. I mean, looking at it from your perspective, I see like where you're saying like it can be indoctrination or it can be talking points that you're looking at instead of like actually being able to quantify it with actual data sets. I mean, the wages have gone up. Don't get me wrong. I think the question is like what. Well, it's two questions. One specifically about the wages is like, what is an acceptable amount, or like, what is the amount that people are stating? Like, you know, when you say, like, for me, if I'm looking at it right, the wages have gone up 9% since 2018 in the construction industry. When it comes to like the overall wages,
You're supposed to have like a year out saved for an emergency fund, to be honest. Bare minimum.
But what's the relevance? Because the relevance of it, it's not showing you the wages. I'm sorry, Slayer. It's not showing the wages growth for illegal immigrants to people that are American citizens here.
No, it's showing like, okay, so if there's like an influx of immigrants that come in, right, and in a certain sector, the population of it that's undocumented starts to go up. From that point on until, I guess you could say, what is happening right now with mass deportation, if you're looking at the wages, are they still steadily climbing before the influx occurred?
Do me a favor. I got to shoot a request back in the box.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this real quick to anybody and everybody that currently is upset with my outrages or my outrage. Do me a favor and go to sleep. Go to sleep. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you to go to sleep is because when your bitch ass currently gets on TikTok on a daily basis and currently bitches and moans about the dollars that you have in your bank account, and we take the opportunity of teaching you, you still don't consume it. When we take the opportunity of teaching you about your Bill of Rights, you still don't consume it. And let me be very clear and articulate. I can argue with my brother any fucking day on any time and day, and you still can't call your motherfucking family. So let's be very clear. Until you fucking learn your Bill of Rights and your 27 amendments or anything else in between that'll protect you in these 2 fucking months, and you stop using a dancing app to currently use your fucking therapy, then we can talk about something. Can we be on the same page? Because let me be very clear. 2 things. If you are sitting on TikTok as a grown-ass person on a Sunday night instead of currently preparing for work, I already know your obligations are fucked. Secondly, if you are still currently sitting on TikTok to get your education, that means you were fucked to begin with between K through 12. And instead of currently coming up here to show me your Bill of Rights, you couldn't hold a candle to me. I'm outraged because your dumbass is still currently learning how to read. And instead of currently standing 10 toes down, I have to draft for you, I will beat your ass. That's the difference between you and I. When this country goes into a draft, I will not be currently going to war with other countries. I speak those fucking languages. And the day that you currently look for us, we will not be helping you. We will be lining up against you. That's the fucking difference. I will own real estate any day in this goddamn country. I will own it and teach it at the same time. Now, everybody put a 1 in the comment section if we are clear, because I'll be damned. And you can get your ass up on this panel if you got something to say, but you better know what the fuck you talking about. And that's on church. You bitch. You got more to say in the comment section than the request in this box. And let me tell you something, I'm a Negro to the day I die. That will never change, bitch. My people ran as conservatives. So until you currently know how to run this country, pump your goddamn brakes. Because you're sitting on a dancing app for children, bitch, instead of taking care of yours. And that's on church. Is that clear? You bum bitch. I am not in the mood today. And if you think you're going to currently get somebody that's in the mood, you better call Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Because that's the motherfucker that's going to hear your wheeze. I'm not here for your tears. I'm here to prep Americans. Are you fucked? That part. Don't ever get me motherfucking twisted. I don't hang around these motherfuckers on this app to currently hang around to make you laugh. I'm here for your rights. And if you don't get that straight, you're going to have a strife. That's all it is, bitch. Don't fuck with me. And anybody that want to fuck with me, get your ass on this goddamn panel. Because I got the heat for you today. That's on church. Ain't nobody gonna be calm while motherfucking immigrants and Americans are being arrested. Ain't nobody gonna be calm when a South African is currently taking over this goddamn country. You motherfuckers couldn't currently separate that if somebody slapped the Constitution in your face with $1 million attached to it. Shut the fuck up. And that's on church. God, Allah, or Elohim. I don't give a fuck. Don't fuck with me. I am not in the goddamn mood. You got U.S. military vets being killed. Dumb as fuck. Krista, I'll calm down when you get your hairline fixed. How about that? I need you to move your hairline 3 centimeters forward so I know that you don't have a 6 head. Let's do that together. If you can currently do that and make sure that you're eating the vegetables that you need to eat so your skin doesn't look like Benjamin Button the opposite way, we can be on the same side. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Because the pharmaceutical company don't give a fuck about you, but I do. I do. Who's next? Please. Because you was looking for this chewing and I got it. You thought I didn't have the heat for you. I see every single one of your motherfucking comments. Give it to me. Put it in the comments, bitch. Because the last time that I checked, the only motherfuckers that look like a gorilla are the motherfuckers with straight hair and thin lips. Let's go. Bring it in the comments. I want it. Y'all was looking for me for a week. Bring this shit in here. You got motherfucking Republicans coming out being racist. I'm done. You can suck my dick. Bring it. Fuck is you talking about?
Benjamin Button the opposite way is diabolical, by the way. But you're right. It's about rights right now. It's not Republicans versus Democrats. It's literally oligarchs versus everyone else. And people aren't actually realizing that we're dealing with a fucking,
woman, I do have one with men
takeover.
currently that start wars. Give me a second, Dan. Yes, user, I do have one when men who currently start wars need women to draft.
You bitch.
I was gonna say something real quick, sis.
Imagine currently asking me if I have one, but you currently can't even fight your own motherfucking war since the time period of 1776 so much that you have to add women to the draft and to World War II in the time period of 2016 and 2021. But you currently got heat for me. The only thing that I would be checking is how low your balls hang. That's it. Thank you.
I was gonna ask a question before you had to reset the panel, but you kind of clarified it while you were talking. I was gonna say, or I was gonna ask if the source of your anger is essentially the unjust execution on the immigration policy and how we've seen that shit unfold.
The source of my anger is that I caught black people currently saying that immigrants need to be deported, not knowing where the fuck they come from. The source of my anger is that there are black people that are currently actively showing that they can't read by actively opening up the 14th Amendment to show that illegals were, that 14th Amendment was written for fucking us. And it's being violated for us. I have been on this app for 3 years teaching the Constitution for free. Not a dollar asked, not a gift asked, or anything else in between. Since the age of 24, and 3 years later, we are still making the same motherfucking mistakes we made almost 65 years ago. I am angry because the black community just showed me as brothers and sisters that we will still negate the black community when it comes to real estate or how well they're doing because we currently evaluate their success based on our experience. And then we ask for fucking help. That's where my anger came from.
I got you, good sis.
Rights are being taken away. That's the issue. Like, full stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
How you doing, all Don, Kevin Johnson, and
There's been
who else?
a lot of disgusting stories that have unfolded in the last few weeks.
They are arresting American citizens. And I'm not talking about American citizens that are Mexican. I'm not talking about Hispanics. I'm talking about people that are a different shade that currently don't even speak Spanish. We have a problem.
There was a story that I heard that they apprehended a veteran that had their military service ID, and that still didn't deter ICE from grabbing them up.
Yeah, the man in New Jersey.
Yep. Not good.
What you say?
It's bad. We need people to work together on this, and we have our political ideologies making it so we don't realize it.
I just went into a facility in New Jersey and went into the back without any warrants and currently arrested and detained American citizens and took their fingerprints.
when the U.S. citizen that currently was a military vet produced not only his military identification, but also produced his actual fucking U.S. citizenship, they still currently detained him. They still currently arrested him. And they still currently fingerprinted him. I have 4 fucking siblings in the military, and my daddy that is buried 6 feet under after serving in the goddamn Navy is currently going to be profiled in the next 4 years. That's not what I voted for. That's not what he said.
Yeah. One thing that I just found out recently, and interesting enough, Chewy, the 14th Amendment doesn't apply to me. My citizenship comes from passing of a law in 1898. I'm not a citizen based off of the 14th Amendment.
No, big bro, you are. And the way in the hold on, let me go get it. But the way in the lineage.
If I was, yeah. I am because I was born
here.
here. No, I apologize. I am because I was born here, so I misspoke. But
no. You were talking about, big bro, the Native American semblance, right?
What I was talking about is being Puerto Rican specifically. So for Puerto Ricans that are born on the island, I think that they are American citizens, but they aren't considered American citizens by 14th Amendment unless they're born on the mainland. If they are born in the unincorporated territory, then they're citizens by passing of a law. I forget the name of it, but it was passed in 1898.
Do you think that Puerto Rico is not part of the jurisdiction thereof of the United States? That clause that I'm sure Chewy's about to say in the 14th?
No. That's so when the United States got Puerto Rico, I believe it was the year of 1898, and that's when they essentially, or it was around that time period, they passed a law because Puerto Rico till this day is an unincorporated territory. It's not a state. It's a modern day colony. So when they acquired it, they passed a law to basically acknowledge that the Puerto Ricans on there would be American citizens, but they're not American citizens under the 14th Amendment.
So Puerto Rico has its own currency, its own government, and its own sovereign borders. It is a sovereign state.
They are citizens of the United States.
Yeah,
like full stop.
Citizens. Yeah, and the only reason why they are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But in that light, so the difference, and I'll give you an example, right? The difference between Puerto Rico and Palestine is Palestine was never rectified and ratified as a sovereign nation. Puerto Rico was. And Puerto Rico was a sovereign nation and ratified as a sovereign nation before we even colonized it. And what I mean by that is I don't mean by, it was a territory that was currently owned by the Spanish and then it currently came from the oratoids of the 1000s into the direction of the Puerto Ricans and everything else in between. What I mean by that is that the Puerto Ricans during the time period of being colonized officially in the 1950s to the 1930s, because yes, we were in there between the 1850s and the 1860s. But with that, listen, yo tengo familia de Puerto Rico. And to sit here and say, like, they fought. They fought harder than some of the other areas of Guam. They fought harder than some of the areas of Guantanamo Bay. These are areas that were owned by people that currently have their own sovereign nations. So Puerto Rico is a sovereign nation today, and they definitely are protected under the 14th Amendment. That's why, and I'll give you an example. There were 2 videos that were posted in the last 2 weeks, and those 2 videos were of ICE going into Puerto Ricans. Okay, they were from Puerto Rico. They were born in Puerto Rico, and then they came here. So they were going into restaurants of Puerto Ricans and currently trying to search for people that were illegal immigrants, and the Puerto Ricans were able to get them out because they were American citizens and knew their rights. So I would exercise Arwaka, and I would take the opportunity of educating my brothers and sisters on that, because they are protected under the 14th Amendment. It's just that the government currently doesn't take the opportunity to emphasize that within the cases and rules and regulations and policies that they have.
I apologize. So I just wanted to look it up real quick. No, please don't ever
apologize. No, and I'll be straight if I'm wrong.
Nah, you good, because I just wanted to look it up what I was referencing. So I'm not saying that Puerto Ricans are not American citizens. We are. And is even the ones that are born on the island. And you were speaking straight facts, sis. But what I'm saying is I think it's what I was referencing was the Treaty of Paris in 1898. But that I don't even know if that currently still stands, because from what I'm reading, it's saying that the residents of Puerto Rico weren't automatically granted U.S. citizenship. So I might have to do some rereading on that because I might have been misquoting it.
No, you're good, and I'll go back to it because that was the Treaty of Paris was written to make sure that France and Spain disconnected their territories and gave them to the United States and Britain. And if I'm wrong, I will totally be corrected on that. But that's the emphasis of it. Even though those territories were given, similar to the situation of the Ottoman Empire, of the Balfour Declaration, and a couple of other areas that they were currently disconnected from in 1922. That's the area that we kind of have to think about. And you're not wrong. I just don't want them telling Puerto Ricans that they don't have rights. That's the only thing I'm trying to make sure.
Oh no, yeah. We definitely do, and we definitely need to exercise them and utilize them, especially in a time like this when Dan had alluded that rights are under attack, because we all need to exercise those things right now when we start to see these